Starting tomorrow, the court case that will determine whether or not Microsoft purchases Activision Blizzard will begin. We had the preliminary hearing today where we got a few details about what we can expect. There have been some filings. A ton of news has come out over the last 24 hours. But this will be decided by 6/29, that is June 29th. And it will start taking place tomorrow, but it will go over 5 different business days ending on June 29th. Let's talk about everything we discovered today. I might have to break this into 2 videos because so much has happened. Let's get into it right now. So first things first, tomorrow we're going to hear opening arguments, and we do know that Matt Booty is confirmed to be one of the people discussing things live during the conference tomorrow. There's going to be 20 minutes of opening arguments from Microsoft and 20 minutes from the FTC also. Now, there's so much that has happened over the last few days. I'm trying to find the best tweet to start on because there's a lot going on. So here are some of the people that you can expect to appear. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella and many Xbox executives set to defend its FTC case. We know that Nadella, Bobby Kotick are going to be there. Sarah Bond is going to be there. Amy Hood, Matt Booty, who I mentioned at the beginning, Tim Stewart, Lori Wright, who previously testified for Microsoft at the Epic versus Games trial, will also appear. Activision's CFO, Armin Zerza, will also testify. And Sony's PlayStation chief, Jim Ryan, they thought that he was going to testify via a video link. It turns out that he will not be appearing in person, and Microsoft actually said the following: unlike Sony, our most senior executives will testify in person to answer any questions about our business strategy. This deal means more choice for gamers, a fact that only becomes clearer the more you look at the case, says David Cuddy, general manager of public affairs at Microsoft, in a statement to The Verge. Now, we found out late today that Jim Ryan would not actually be there because when they were doing the preliminary hearing, Florian Mueller pointed out the following: Sony testimony will be a video, FTC lawyer James Weingarten just said, so it will be a recording of Jim Ryan's deposition in the FTC's in-house case, not a live video conference with him. So this has already been recorded, and it will be the first time that the public gets to hear it or see it if you're actually at the trial. And I noted that after all that noise, Sony isn't even going to be showing up at the trial. Sony and PlayStation are the key people that the FTC cites in all of their filings. And to a lot of people in politics, they've been saying, why are you backing a Japanese company when 2 American companies want to join? So it's pretty surprising that at the end of the day, Jim Ryan isn't even going to call in to this meeting. It's just going to be a pre-recorded video. So nobody can ask him questions. Nobody can talk to him to get follow-ups about that information. Remember, Jim Ryan said the following. He said, our gamers would desert our platform in droves and network effects would exacerbate the problem. Our business would never recover. And basically what he's saying by not appearing is, lol, I'm not going to the case deciding the outcome of Microsoft buying Activision. He cared enough to basically say that if COD was a little bit worse on PlayStation, it would destroy the PlayStation brand. But the case that will decide the outcome of the merger, he doesn't even want to show up for or call into. That's pretty nuts to me. There was also this Gamers lawsuit going on. Microsoft has filed its response in Gamers lawsuit appeal. Appeal has been about lower court's denial of preliminary injunction. Microsoft says that it was the right call because plaintiffs haven't shown they can win. They dismissed yesterday's Hot Topic Exhibit K as a thought experiment. Now, yesterday, if you weren't paying attention on Twitter, there was this big story about how Xbox said in an email before any of the mergers happened that apparently they were going to try and like take down PlayStation or something, right? But that was kind of thrown out very quickly. Stephen Totillo, I have a lot of Stephen Totillo tweets up because he's been really following this. A Microsoft rep shares a significant update to this. While they still can't divulge the contents of the email, they're able to now say that it was sent in 2019. That means that whatever anti-PlayStation sentiment / strategy it may contain preceded Microsoft's offer for Activision. Lawyers in the gamer antitrust suit against the Microsoft Activision deal have been arguing over Exhibit K. Why? Because it supposedly shows an Xbox exec saying that the plan around buying Activision is to put PlayStation out of business. However, that took place before conversations about purchasing Activision were taking place. So it's sort of a moot point. It's just an email that they have that potentially we'll hear more about tomorrow, but it's sort of a nothing burger. Now, if you don't want to miss the wrap up of everything that happens tomorrow, be sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and like this video if you like my content. So much has happened. It's honestly been sort of hard to follow. So be sure you're hitting subscribe for when I get all the notes together and all the information together to talk with you about it here on this channel. What else do I have for you this morning? That's about the Exhibit K story. We have, here we go. Among the exhibits Microsoft and Activision want to use in their defense against the FTC, 3 involving Activision execs discussing Steam, Nintendo, and Game Pass cannibalization of sales. So you can see a list of all of the exhibits that they want to talk about. And Stephen Totillo continues on. Email attachment, Call of Duty crossplay and Sony Advantage presentation deck. Activision's executives review of Stadia. Microsoft's email, multiple stores on Xbox. Some sort of 2019 forward to Xbox execs, pettiness from Sony and GameSpot fanboy reviewers. Not sure what the deal was with GameSpot, but they did give Gears 5 a 7 earlier that month. Email from Phil Spencer in 2022 to Jim Ryan follow up on content discussions, and another in August. So they were talking about this in 2022. XGS to Switch. So this is, what's XGS short form for? Xbox Game Services on Switch. Also one in January 2023. That's Xbox Game Studios titles to PlayStation and Switch. And just tons of stuff, tons of information that's going to be potentially presented to people to look at and see behind the scenes of what goes on in the gaming industry for the first time. And that's just a taste of what we're going to get over the next few days. So the FTC also filed today. They said, as noted before, the FTC's opposition to the Microsoft Activision deal very much involves how Microsoft's purchase of ZeniMax went. It's a big part of the FTC's latest filing today. Basically, Microsoft went exclusive with ZeniMax games, so are incentivized to do it here too. Microsoft has repeatedly disputed this, most vividly to UK regulators, for whom it made a colorful chart showing the kinds of games it would or wouldn't take exclusive. Redfall, new IP on certain audience, appeal dedicated gamers, often single players. So Starfield and Redfall, we know how Redfall went. Call of Duty and Minecraft, they have a mass market audience, massive online community extending beyond the device, socials, etc. Psychonauts 2 and Fallout 76, niche audience, smaller communities. So those would be multi-platform, and that's how they categorize them. When the FTC first raised this several months ago, they said Microsoft had taken ZeniMax games exclusive, despite telling EU regulators at the time that it wouldn't have the incentive to do so, and we all know how that played out. Basically, that was incorrect, and the EU had to say, yeah, that's not what we said. So that's just a taste of what we're going to get tomorrow. I have even more tabs open, and I think I'm going to make a separate video about some of these other stories, because there's things like where we stand in South Africa, or where Microsoft stands in South Africa, where New Zealand stands with the Microsoft Activision acquisition, because they had some concerns that were brought up. It's just been really hard to follow today, but that's just what I have open. If you could see all the tabs I have, you would be scratching your head too. But that is a taste of what we can expect over the next few days. It's going to be a big week. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss any of these stories over the next few days. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to the members for supporting. I really appreciate you. Click that join button right down there on the bottom. If you want to become a member, I post all these videos without ads. It's right there. Thanks so much. I'll catch you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.